Welcome to another episode of the We Still Do podcast, episode number 5. Last week, you might have thought, oh, they skipped an episode. Unfortunately, we did.
We slacked.
We did slack. It was one of those.
On accident.
Sydney's brother came over and, we ate dinner, hung out. We should have just asked him to be on the podcast, but we didn't.
He was supposed to be on tonight.
He was.
So we asked him actually if he wanted to come over and be on tonight. I called him on our way home, and he didn't answer. I think he already fell asleep.
Yeah, I'm going to jump right into it. All right. What are some of our first kids' names going to be?
So
right into it.
When Evan and I decided to have kids,
which is hopefully soon.
I don't know if I want.
You just rattled some off.
I know. No, I know.
So what are they?
So I like the idea. We like. There's a variety of names that we've kind of talked about and like.
Okay, so if it's a boy, I would like the name Easton. Keep the E. Easton's a nice name, I think.
Yeah.
And then we would follow up with that with the middle name being Chase, which is Sydney's brother's middle name.
Yeah.
Easton Chase. So Easton Chase, if you're watching, think about this. Easton Chase is watching this episode, and when he's able to watch YouTube.
Which just letting you guys know how vulnerable and completely honest and out there this podcast is. We didn't even discuss if we wanted to like share our future children's names yet or not. We haven't.
We haven't.
Because we didn't even talk about it like if we wanted them to be a surprise.
Yeah.
Or not.
It's weird.
But here we are.
It's fun to talk about though because think about that. If it's a boy, one day, we're just saying one day, Easton Chase is watching this episode right now. And imagine what he's thinking.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
And if we have a girl.
It would be Sadie, S-A-D-I-E, middle name.
The middle name would be Reese.
Sadie Reese.
Which is also a family name. It's Harrison's middle name, too.
Harrison is her cousin, baby cousin. Shout out Harrison if you're watching. Yeah, so that's where we're at on names right now.
Yeah.
And I think those are two solid names.
But Reese is also Samson's middle name.
Correct.
So.
We got him dressed up today in his bandana, heartbreaker, and his jean jacket.
Yes, it was just Valentine's Day, so Samson is dressed up in his Valentine's attire, but he's so tired so you can't see it, which is fine.
I got something. You know what I came to the conclusion of over the past entirety of us being together? You want to know? So, husbands, you know the drill. Hey, you left the toilet seat up. Hey, you left the toilet seat up. Hold up. You left the toilet seat up. Oh, my gosh. Hey, did you know the toilet seat's up? Okay, but here's my theory. I think men, if you're with me, comment.
You do it on purpose?
No, listen. I think that men put the toilet seat up.
Mm-hmm.
The reason being, out of courtesy for the women, because they don't want to pee on the seat. They don't want to pee on the seat, but then their boy brain forgets to put it back down.
No.
Yep. That's what I think. Because that's what goes on in my head. I'm like, I don't want to pee on the seat, I don't know. My aim can go crazy sometimes, so I don't want to pee on the seat, but then I forget to finish it off. And if I finish it off, the whole toilet seat saga would end.
No shit.
Yeah. I know, but I forget.
So you're trying to justify something that's unjustifiable.
No.
You put the toilet seat up, obviously, so that way you don't pee on the toilet seat.
Some people don't. Some people leave it down.
To pee on the toilet seat.
And just hope their aim
as a boy, you should have been taught from a young age. Joe, chime in. You should have been taught from a young age to put the toilet seat up, right?
Guys,
So
we
that
put
way
the toilet
you-
seat up, but sometimes we
So
don't do
that
that.
way you do not pee on the seat. But you live with a woman,
Correct.
so you put the toilet seat down. Do you want to sit on the toilet whenever you go number 2 and sit on the toilet seat that's not down?
No.
No. Women sit on the toilet seat every single time they go to the bathroom. I would assume that that's versatile. The toilet seat should be down whenever I go. I don't want to get up in the night, which I don't.
Nope.
But I don't, if I did, I don't want to get up in the night to go to the bathroom and leave the light off in courtesy of you sleeping and sit down on the toilet and fall in.
Quick question. Have you ever fallen in under my...
Yes,
Really?
yes.
That's not a good look. You've fallen in the pot?
I've got my butt wet.
Wow. Wow,
Not a good
breaking
look.
news.
You put the
Wet
amount
butt.
of the amount of times that I have gone to the bathroom, but not even just like sat on the toilet seat that's down. Multiple times I've had to go to the bathroom, and I went and the toilet seat's up,
Over, under 500.
and I just under 500 probably
Oh.
for sure, but I just look at it, and I'm gonna make a point, right?
Oh, she makes a point.
And I don't want to touch it because my job is not to touch the toilet seat. Right? I don't like to clean it.
But let me tell you, you'll hear it fall down.
I don't like to clean it, but I'm going to slam it because
Yep.
because I don't want to touch it to bring it down gently. So I'm going to
Quick.
you know, cuz
Yeah.
I don't want to touch it. There's germs on it, so I don't want to touch it for very long. It's like a 5-second rule.
Yeah.
If I touch it for longer than 5 seconds, then I have germs.
And I hear it every time, and I go.
Should have put it down.
I go.
Man, I should have put it down. Yeah.
It's one of those, you beat yourselves up about it. You got to go back, review the tape, and figure it out.
But
And it's just one of those things, I don't know why it's so hard to put it back down.
you think after that many times of hearing it slam
And then,
that you would start to close it?
you would think so. And then, you think you're doing it right by putting the seat down as well as the lid. And then that's another.
There's
Why
a
is the
lid?
toilet seat closed? You're like, well, do you want it open or closed? You gotta.
You have to close it. You have to close the lid for a reason. There's a lid to a toilet seat for a reason. You're supposed to close the lid before you flush it, because whenever you flush it, there's it's swirling around,
Yeah.
and then the germs swirl around into the air. You know what I mean? And then
And I've
There's
never flushed a
germs
toilet with the
everywhere.
seat down.
whenever I go to the toilet, I'm being so vulnerable right now. This is so rude and so wrong. If it's number 2,
Oh,
I close the lid before I flush it.
wow. I don't think I
Because-
ever have.
Because I assume that since it's swirling around and there's germs in there, that the germs are also swirling around into the air.
That's fair. Yeah.
So I close the lid before I flush number 2.
I need to start doing that. I've never done that.
But then you have to kind of open it to make sure that everything went down good.
Don't want to leave tire streaks.
Well, I wouldn't say that,
All right.
but yes.
Let's move into some of Sydney's, talking about toilets. Let's move into Sydney's many businesses. People, friends of the show. If you know Sydney, you know the many businesses she's had.
Yeah, I've had a lot of
Starting off with the
businesses.
first business not first, but one of them being Cake Pops.
No, that wasn't the first one.
That's why I said one
It
of them.
was one of the many first.
Let's just rattle them off. Cake Pops,
I had a soap business.
soap
once.
business,
I had a dog sitting business.
dog
once.
sitting business, watch dogs all the time. There was another one.
I've had multiple businesses.
Lemonade stand as a kid,
Yeah.
surely.
Floral arrangements.
And
mind you, I've had more business ideas than I've had businesses.
yeah. She, where you going, buddy? She is, you heading out?
A jack of all trades.
She's a jack of all trades. And when she, thinks of these ideas, she always has good ideas, and the vision is so strong. And she sticks with it for a month or so, and then it's a forgotten business. Back to the graveyard. But they're fun. You know, we did cake pops. Remember one time.
But, like, I'll get into it. Like, this is, like...
Buddy, where you going?
This is, like, my thing for the time being, and then it just dies down, goes away, and then my mind goes somewhere else. But it's always fixated on something.
Do you remember our large cake pop order?
Yes.
Of, I think, 100 cake pops?
Yes. And it was my friend that ordered them.
That was a process.
So, whenever I started a cake pop business, it wasn't necessarily like your traditional. And whenever I start businesses, mind you, right, I make a twist. So, it's not like your original, like, cake pop business. It's not like your, like, normal soap making business. There always has to be a twist that makes it special and unique. So, whenever I started the cake pop business, I was like, well, maybe we'll make it like no bake cake pops. You know what I mean? So, none of these cake pops, I don't bake. So, none of these cake pops I baked ever at all. So, it was like, I mixed whatever I wanted to mix with cream cheese and made it, like, blended it up super fine and made it into a ball, and then dipped it into, like, the best quality chocolate that I could find.
We're double boiling, right?
Yes. We figured out what a double boiler is.
Oh, we were double boiling.
Did that. Made them into, like, the best, like, balls that
White
we could.
chocolate.
Yes.
Chocolate, and then dark chocolate.
Evan doesn't ever know that, like, whenever I come up with these ideas, that he has to be in on it too, because I have a great idea, but then I start it and I get tired, and I'm like, I need a helper so bad. So whenever I'm, like, forming these cake balls, I need you to dip them, you know, and then we have to set them in the fridge to cool them. So one of my friends ordered a batch of cake pops for her kid's birthday, and it's like 100 cake pops, right? And so I'm like, whoa, this is way.
Keep in mind, this is the first order of the business.
Like, this is way in over my head, and this was the last order of the business too. It was the first and the last.
Oh, yeah, it was. It was the last. It was fun while we were doing it, though.
But after that, a lot of my friends and coworkers were like, you need to make those cake pops and bring them back to work again, because they were good. They were good, I would say.
They were.
And
good.
I was like, heck no way I'm ever making those things again. So I stopped. I had a whole business idea, like a name for it and everything, and never. Same thing with the soap. I sold some. Some soap, but it was like friends and family that bought it. But also, I don't know how to, like, do the social media thing to get things out there. So I will start a business and then only advertise to my friends and family, because I don't necessarily know how to advertise out there beyond friends and family. So there's that. But also that brings us into, like, ADHD, because that's what that is.
That is so right. Good segue. Let's talk about it.
ADHD is something that I was diagnosed with at, like, 10 years old. Okay. So, and I have gotten, like, retested for it as I got older. Because it's not something that I always understood, and I don't think it's something that it's something that not a lot of people understand. ADHD is not somebody that it's just really hyper.
And that's what a lot of people mistake it for.
Yes. A lot of people see people and they're like, oh my gosh, she is so hyper. She definitely has ADHD. That's not that. It's probably the opposite, actually. So ADHD is a hyperactive brain, not a hyperactive body. And your brain has so many thoughts inside of it that you cannot prioritize those thoughts into a, good order. Like, I need to do this, 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 and then this. And so then, like, you're kind of just stuck, right? And so that's where ADHD paralysis comes into play. And so whenever you truly have ADHD or ADD, and you are not medicated, or you don't have a treatment, there's no treatment for it. You don't necessarily have to be medicated for it, but it does help. You'll sit there, and your brain's trying to prioritize these things, and it can't. It just can't. It simply can't. It just overwhelms you too quick, and so then you just sit there, and that's what it's like.
Yeah, it's
different. It's different than a whole lot of people think it is.
Yeah.
But because ADHD stands for attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, is what it is. A lot of people think that it's a hyperactive body, that you're just running around, you're crazy and whatnot. It is a hyperactive brain. And so while I am not a hyper person, I'm not a hyperactive person, physical wise.
Right.
I have a hyperactive brain.
Mentally, you're hyperactive.
And it comes out of here.
And what you're saying by the ADHD paralysis, she's explained to me where, she's got a task in her head that she thinks she needs to be done, for instance, around the house, or I got to go do something. But those thoughts just get so big and so many come to you that you just don't do any of them.
Yeah.
If that's from my understanding.
Yeah. Because you can't prioritize those. But also it shows through, there's so many different signs of ADHD. But like it shows through like my storytelling. And if you guys can keep up with it, praise to you. But my storytelling is a little bit different. I understand that I'm that way. But I will start telling a story, and then my story goes here, and my story goes here, and my story goes here. You have to know all the details, who did what, when.
Exactly.
And then whenever I'm telling a story, if another story pops into my brain while I'm telling that story, then I have to veer off and tell that one too, because that one will not leave me alone.
Right.
And then I'll finish. And then I'll say, what was my point? Where was I going with that? But this is like and I understand that everybody might do that sometimes, but this is like a everyday occurrence for me. So it's something that like you can say you struggle with it, but I've kind of learned to like embrace it.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily struggle anymore. A little, sometimes I do. But I've learned to like just embrace it. That's me.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
For instance, I'll say, this is just an example. How was your day at work? Oh, it was good. We also went to Publix and had something for lunch there, but also the guy in Publix, we also knew, and he was friends with so-and-so, and then that friend actually is connected to her, and they were actually, and it's just all these things. Then she'll jump back to it.
And he has no idea what I said.
And I'm usually just shaking my head, nodding, trying to keep up, lost. But you just that's just how it is. That's how it is.
Who I know very, very well, who's also, whenever you were telling that story, it made me think of Hannah. Because she's that way as well. Hannah is one of my very good friends. She was one of my bridesmaids. And her and I have been friends since first grade. She is that way to a T. And she's been diagnosed with ADHD as well. But Hannah will tell you a story, and I can keep up because that's how my brain works as well. But there's a lot of other folks that I know, after she tells a story, they're like, what was she just saying? And then I'll explain. She was saying this, but she meant this. I understood it.
Would you consider me to have
So?
ADHD?
No.
ADD?
Mm-mm. I don't think so.
OCD?
A little bit. I think you have OCD, but it's not like OCD is also not what people think it is either. OCD, people think that OCD is something that makes somebody like want to be neat all the time. Like want to be clean, want to be neat all the time. That's not always what OCD is. OCD is like OCD is a little bit is deep. And that goes back I don't even know if I want to get into this or explain it because they're going to think I'm so crazy. And I've explained this before. Whenever I was a kid, and I still do it sometimes, but it's worn away a little bit, we would be driving down the road. And there's this little muscle in the back of your knee, like a tendon almost. And I can feel it in my leg. I would always have to squeeze that tendon in between light poles and then release it whenever we crossed a light pole, and squeezed it in between light poles and released it after. I always had to do that whenever I was but also even now, and I think this is a little bit of that, I have to put on my maps on my car everywhere I go. I know that I'm going to work. I've been to work a million times. I've been working at the same place for 6 years, almost 7. And I put on my directions every single time I go to work and come home from work. And I live 15 minutes away.
Anywhere we go, not just work. I'm like...
The traffic is always the same.
I don't need the directions. I know where to go. I just like having them up for so I know what time we're going to get there.
Also, in the morning, I always have to get ready in the same order. If I get messed up, then I'm running late. Like, if the order changes, say I brush my teeth before I put my contacts in, I run late. I'm running late,
Yeah.
And this is somebody that wakes up 15 minutes before she has to leave to go to work. I wake up, my order is, my clothes are set out. I can't see because I don't have contacts in, but my clothes are set out in a certain order where I can put them on, and then I immediately go to the bathroom and I put my contacts in. And then I use the restroom, and then I brush my teeth, brush my hair, put my moisturizer on, shoes, go to work. And I do my makeup in the car once I get to work. If the order's messed up, I'm late.
I never noticed that.
Yes, you have.
I mean, in the morning,
Like this morning, because my clothes were set out in the living room instead of in the bedroom, I didn't put my clothes on until last, so I felt like I was off. And so I was dilly-dallying on accident.
You were dilly-dallying.
On accident. And I had less to do.
Right.
This morning. I got up and I didn't put my clothes on first. I put my contacts in, did all of that, and then I'm like dilly-dallying, thinking there's something that I'm missing. But really, it's just because I didn't put my clothes on first. Crazy, right?
It is crazy. Speaking of crazy and crazy food, let's dive into where we just ate this past week. And now...
What? Cooper's Hawk?
Cooper's Hawk.
Remembers.
That easy. We went and ate at Cooper's Hawk Sunday day after Valentine's Day for a little Valentine's Day dinner. And the best food I've ever had.
Yeah, it was so good. And we're not just saying that. They're not sponsoring us.
Nope.
We're not just saying that. We ate there for the first time.
This is not Cooper's Hawk wine.
The best service. It was so good.
So good. Our
best
waiter,
food.
He was from the Tampa area. Cooper's Hawk asked him to move to Madison. and train individuals there to bring that authentic Cooper's Hawk standard to the Madison restaurant, and it was the best food I've ever had. I'm not kidding.
Now we're wine club members.
We are indeed wine club members. We are on a 2-bottle-a-month plan.
And they roll over.
They roll over. If you don't pick them up, you can go to the restaurant, just pick them up, or have them with the meal. So
they'll send them to your table. Yeah.
They'll send them to your table. If you don't use any for that month, you don't use any for the next 2 months. Bam, you got 4. You're paying for them. We
get free wine tasting every month.
We do. And we thought it was a good deal. I mean, I would say, 2 bottles of wine a month.
And they roll over.
That seems fair.
Yeah, and their food was so good. We'll definitely be back no matter what.
Absolutely. Cost effective for date nights.
Yeah.
Like good date night price. It's going to be pricey, but not to that.
Cost efficient is what you meant.
What did I say? Cost effective?
Yeah.
Cost efficient. It's not going to be that, white tablecloth environment. It's not too nice.
Yeah.
It's nice casual,
But you're not. But they have good wine too. We're wine people, so we know it's good wine versus not good wine. But you also won't go and have dinner and spend $200.
You won't. You won't. It was.
We went for Valentine's Day. We had an appetizer, 2 entrees, and they brought us wine to try. Like what? 4
samples.
4 different wines to try each, and our bill was $100.
Yeah.
And we signed up for the wine club.
Yeah, I think that's going to be very fun. They have their own little gift shop, their own merchandise, the wine, the bar where you have the wine tasting.
But also, it's good because you have to book reservations. You cannot just walk in. You just go online, book a reservation, and go.
And come back to this podcast and let us know what you thought. If there's a Cooper's Hawk in your area, we highly recommend it.
It's a chain, so there's many. It's not a local thing.
Right.
So there's many of them. It was good.
Yeah, it was very good. Our waiter, like I said, Cooper's Hawk moved him to Madison to train people. Great guy. Tells us the story of the Cooper's Hawk and how it originated, the wine plan, the food options, what's best. He really took care of us, and we will definitely be back. So shout out to that guy. What was his name? Tyler. Shout out Tyler. But yeah, very fun. Yeah. He said, quote, "This is the kind of restaurant that will start boarding other restaurants up."
Yeah.
And when he said that, I said, this dude means business.
It was the best restaurant that I've had in North Alabama.
That's fair.
Or maybe ever.
Maybe ever. You guys let us know. Yeah,
we've had a couple good restaurants.
We have.
In the area.
Yeah.
But it was a good one.
Very good.
Let's talk about what our kind of like what our phones look like. You know what I mean? Maybe what's on your camera roll?
Yo, what's on my camera roll? Let's just talk about what our phones look like. Well, I have a iPhone.
Oh, he has an iPhone too.
All right. My pictures.
Yeah, my camera roll is mostly Samsung.
Mine is graphics, clips.
So rude.
Pictures of you at dinner. Pictures of you in general.
But his storage is always full.
My storage is always full. I always keep it a packed library, and my phone I just really need to start getting the 512 gigabyte.
Should we answer?
Yeah, answer it and put it on speaker and say he's on the pod.
My brother. Hey, you're on speaker or you're on the pod.
Hey, well, I fell asleep.
Yeah, I knew it.
Yeah, I was tired.
I knew it. We already said on the pod that you were supposed to be on, but I think you might have fell asleep.
Yeah, I did fall asleep.
You're live right now.
Hi, pod.
Got any words for us?
No, not right now. I'm so sleepy-headed.
No worries. We'll get you on.
Alright, I'll sit down.
We'll have to get you on the next one or something, or the next one after that. All right, well, you go back to sleep.
Alright, well,
All right, love you.
alright, love y'all.
Love you.
All right, bye.
Hey, and not shout out, but when you hang up the phone with someone, tell them you love them.
Always.
Tell them you love them.
No matter who it is.
No matter who it is. That's
I always
something
say that.
yeah.
You know, as a matter of fact, one time I was I'm so used to saying love you bye on the phone with somebody because you never know, but genuinely I love if I'm talking to you on the phone, I probably love you. Like no matter who it is. One time I was at a hotel and I picked up that phone, that
Hotel
phone. And I called for more towels, bath towels. Talking on them, asking for more bath towels. And they were like, okay, we'll be right up. And I go, okay, love you, bye. Put the phone down. And I look over at my mom and I was like, there's no way.
Did
And
they,
her
did
and
they
I
say
just
love you too?
No. I said love you, bye, and hung up the phone. And her and I started dying laughing. Because that's just something that I say on the phone. But I don't mean to say it. Like, whenever I'm on the phone with, like, my doctor. Hopefully I've never said it. I probably have on accident. Or, like, my pharmacist.
Love you, bye. Thanks.
Thank you so much for refilling my prescription. Love you, bye. Hang it up.
I like how you're still going with this as the phone.
This is the phone.
You know, a lot of people might do this now.
No, this
is
isn't it.
Is this the new thing?
This is the phone.
This is the phone.
Yeah. Have you ever seen people do like this?
This?
With
Yeah.
the phone?
This is kind of crazy.
You know who does this?
Who?
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Taylor Swift does this as the phone.
This is the phone.
Yes.
No, this is crazy. All right, the phone segment has ended.
The phone segment's gone. Well,
Let's talk about what it should have been. What is it?
Should we talk about the granny panty scandal?
Yeah, the granny panty scandal was the story of 2020. What, 4?
I don't know what year it was. All I know is that I just spilt. Anyway, the show must go on. All I know is that Ollie was living with us.
Shout out Ollie.
Shout out Ollie, one of our best friends.
Teammate of mine.
Yes.
Lived with us for a while.
And
Great guy. Back in Aruba.
And he ended up like my brother.
Right.
Like, he ended up like my sibling, like my brother. And so Ollie was here living with us. I came in from work one day, and Evan and Ollie were already home, and they were sitting here playing a game. Or watching show. I think I were playing the game on the TV or something.
Maybe.
And so I walk in, and they're like, what's wrong with you?
And you just knew. She had this look on her.
They were like, what's wrong with you? And I was like, what do you mean? You tell me what's wrong with me.
You tell me. You tell me what's wrong.
So prior to that morning,
I'm like,
right?
what?
I'm getting up, ready for work. I'm already running late. So I'm digging through the dryer to try to find my clothes to go to work. Found them, but I also found something else. I found a pair of granny panties that weren't mine, right? And so I'm like, there's reasonably thinking before waking everybody up in the house because they were both still asleep. I was like, let me just think logically, right?
Oh, you weren't thinking logically.
They're in the dryer. They've been cleaned with my clothes within my clothes in the dryer. And so I take them out with my clothes, and I'm like, okay, let me just get ready for work, go. not wake them up. I put them in my purse.
Brings them to work.
So that way I can ask my friends at work, like, hey, are these by chance yours? But, like, individually. I'm not going to embarrass anybody. Are these by chance yours? Are these by chance yours? Are these by chance yours?
Yeah, let me bring some underwear to work
Like,
and
just,
ask every person.
I just want to know.
Right. All right, get to it.
And so, just like anybody that's spent the night lately. And so, I asked. They're like, no, why? No, why? No, why? And so, I wanted to go through all of the no whys before I said why. And then after I went through all the no whys, I was like, this is why. Would you feel crazy or not? And they were like, no, I'd absolutely feel crazy. Because you don't know whose they are. You went through everybody that spent the night. You don't know whose they are. I would feel crazy too. And mind you, they don't fit on me. They're too big. Like, way too big. And so, I'm like thinking, like, what in the world could have happened? Like, what was it? So then, like, I'm going through this whole day. Like, and I even texted my mom and sent her a picture of them and said, like, hey, are these by chance yours? No, why? And so I was like, let me just go and figure it out.
Let me just
first.
cause havoc when I get home.
So I get home and they're like, what is wrong with you?
Now
And
you're
I'm
back.
like-
Now you're back.
And
And
I'm
here you
over
go.
here. This is what's wrong with me. And I
Bam. This is what's wrong.
pulled him up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I said, which one of you guys?
Oh, it wasn't guys. It wasn't guys.
You and Ollie.
I know.
Because I just wanted to know. I was hoping that it was Ollie having a girl over.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Like, you could have told me that you were having a girl over, but I hope it's you, right? And so, pulled him up, and I was like, which one of you had a girl over? And they were wearing these granny panties. And second of all, I'm concerned. You know? And so,
She's boiling.
both of them were like, neither one of us. Like, it wasn't
I was
either
like,
one
what
of
are you
us.
talking about?
Yeah, what are you talking about? And that makes me even, like, hotter.
Well,
So I'm
what
like,
were you
what
talking
am
about?
I talking about? Let me boil it down for you. You know
Let
what I mean?
me boil it down for you.
Let me boil it down.
Whose are these?
What do you mean, what are you talking about? You can think about what I'm talking about. You can sit here
Oh, yeah.
and be honest and beg for forgiveness. I don't know. But I'm trying to figure out whose are these because it had to have been one of you.
Right.
And they were like, it's neither one of us. And I was like, okay. Come to find out, they were my grandmothers. They were my actual grandmothers that spent the night. But I didn't think to ask my grandmother if they're hers
Right.
for whatever reason.
And so I think what happened was they had laundry in the washer. I was going to wash clothes. I needed my clothes washed, so I put their clothes in the dryer. And as I'm coming across the washer to the dryer, they fall in the crack. Didn't notice. Boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom. I put my clothes in. Bam.
So whenever he switched my clothes from the washer to the dryer, he saw something in the crack, thought that it was something of mine,
Exactly.
pulled it and put it in the dryer without even looking at what it was. And that's how it ended up. So that, moral of the story,
More of the story.
that's how things can get twisted up into a little tornado.
Right.
And it's not even like that. You know what I mean? If I was genuinely crazy, then it could have like gotten bigger. You know what I mean? But
Right.
it didn't.
You could have blown that out, like, been a little ridiculous with it.
But
you weren't.
I asked my friends, like without waking them up in the morning
Yeah.
early, I just took them, asked my friends, like, hey, are these by chance yours? Are these by chance yours? And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
sorry. Just because I found them in my laundry. But also my friends were making me feel a little bit crazy too because they're like,
Bad
what?
friends then.
What, no, they're not bad friends. I have good friends.
Yeah,
I
but
would say that. I
if-
would also say that to my friends.
if any of your friends know me,
No, they do. They do.
I know.
But that's why they weren't like, he's definitely blah, 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 blah,
Right.
blah. They're like, wait, so you found those and what? And so they're trying to figure it out with me.
Right.
You know what I mean? But my friends know you, so they know that, like, surely not.
Right.
But but also telling me, like, you got to get down to the bottom of it somehow. You know?
Right.
But also not to an extent where, like, blame whoever because they know that you're not like that.
Right. That was the biggest scandal of 2024.
No, it wasn't. It was a one-day scandal.
Yeah, it was.
It was a one-day scandal. It
was
lasted
funny.
for one day.
It was hilarious. Because I'm just completely blindsided of it.
And we
when
laughed about it now.
When she gets home and I'm like, what is going on right now? And she's like, this is what's going on. Somebody's panties.
I was like, no. I said, who? Which one of you had a girl over here wearing these?
Yeah, that's what she said. I almost was like,
And I was like,
I
because
almost
honestly,
just hit her with this one. What?
because honestly, it's embarrassing for probably both of you. I don't know, which I can't say much because I also wear granny panties to bed, but that's not y'all's business. But now it is, I guess.
All right, so let's move into what you handle versus what I handle. Is that the segment?
I think you're misconstruing it. Or
Okay,
whatever.
misconstruing it.
However you say it. It's more of like whenever you're gone,
Mm-hmm.
what I just handle myself versus like whenever you're home and I'm like something pops up and I don't want to handle it. So I'm like, you figure that out. You handle it. So whenever you're not here, by the way, women are like super men.
Oh, all right.
So if you're not here and I want this entire couch moved to a different room, I'm going to do it myself with no complaints. I'm just going to do it. Then that's how a lot of women are, by the way. But
Okay.
whenever you're here and I want this couch moved into that other room, I'm going to ask you to do it.
Okay. Fair.
Because then I think that I can't. I can't. I just simply can't.
It is funny.
I'm just a girl, and I can't.
It is funny how Sydney is so independent, but also dependent at the same time. Like, if she
Well, yeah.
needs to be independent, she will, and she's great at it. But when she can be dependent on someone and trust someone, you can believe she'll be dependent on them.
If I don't trust, then I will never depend
Right.
on you. I will never ask you to do anything for me if I don't trust you.
Yeah. So
You
I
know?
feel like that's how you know when your significant other is trusting,
Mhm.
comfortable, is used to their environment,
Mhm.
at ease, when they can kind of put some of those things on you.
Yeah. Because you kind of, whenever you're home, you do kind of put me at ease. Because, But at the same time, too, whenever you're gone, I might turn into a Superman
Yeah, and you do.
and fly around. But that also comes to the topic of, like, if I'm laying here and I'm like, hey, Evan, will you take the trash out? And about 30 seconds later, if you haven't taken the trash out, and I hop up off this couch and go to take the trash out, man, I messed up.
Yeah, that never happens. That never happens.
Not necessarily taking the trash out.
Yeah,
'cause
you're not taking the trash out.
I don't walk to the dumpster.
Yeah, Sydney,
I don't go to the dumpster.
Right.
The dumpster's all the way over there. I'm not going there.
Right.
But
Fair.
but
But you
in
would.
general,
And
in
you
general,
have.
Yes.
That's my point.
But in general, if I asked you, hey, will you grab me this? And you said yes. And a minute later, if you haven't done it, and I hop up off, I'll just do it myself.
Yeah.
And I do it, and I get whatever I needed or do whatever I needed to be done. You know you've messed up.
Yeah, especially it's the worst when you actually like genuinely forget. It's like, dang, like I actually forgot. Yeah. But it's for another pod. But
And then he might get a side eye for the rest of the night.
yeah, it lingers.
But yeah.
Yeah.
There we are on pod 5.
Pod 5. Quick little disclaimer here. So I've entered a t-shirt design contest for Bussin' with the Boys.
Okay.
And all the contestants send their designs to the designated email. They get the designs. There's been, I think, over 200 submissions.
Okay.
And through those 200, they will pick 5 to 10. Could be 6, could be
When do
8,
they
could be
pick?
9, could be 10. They pick the finalist, 5 to 10, Monday.
Do you think you'll win?
I think I should land top 3 with the idea of the merchandise I provided. I feel mine's a top 3. Being number 1, first place, what they do is they'll take these designs, put them on their website for sale to the customers. The customers will then buy them if they like them. The most buys, most purchases, first place gets $3,000.
Nice.
Second place $2,000, third place $1,000.
Can I tell a quick story? Just because I've been
Go ahead.
I've been looking at your shirt. So
This shirt has a story with it.
quick
one.
Quick. I'll try to make it quick. It's not great for me.
Real quick. By the way, I mark this now. I will win that competition.
So
Go ahead.
Evan's wearing a shirt. It's Maple Street Biscuit Company, right? We got one in Madison a few years ago.
So good.
So whenever this restaurant opened, it's close to my work, right? So one of my coworkers, she does not work with me anymore, but she is still a great friend. She is the best photographer in North Alabama, if not the country.
Shout out Kristen
So-
Clarity Photography. Go follow her. She's
So
the best.
whenever this restaurant opened, she asked me, she was like, hey, so they are doing this thing where if you're the first people in line on opening day, the first 25 people get a $250 gift card and free coffee for a year and a swag bag with everything in it. And so I was like, she was like the first people. They open at 7 a.m. We have to be at work at 8. So I'm like, heck yeah, sounds like a deal. They open at 7 a.m. So we were planning on being there at 4 a.m. And this is in February. It was cold.
Psychos.
And so she was like, we'll get there at 4:30 a.m. We should be the first people in line. So the night before, she messaged me and she said, we should actually get there earlier. Because I'm assuming people are going to start getting there earlier. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, what do you mean earlier? And so I go to sleep at the normal time that I always go to sleep, midnight. And so I wake up at 1:30 in the morning. I got there at 2:30 in the morning. And I was number 26 in line. She was number 25. The first 25 people in line got all these things. I was number 26.
And
got there at 2:30 in the morning. I got a coffee mug. I got a t-shirt. I got a magnet. And
that's brutal.
And I got free coffee for a year, which I never used.
What?
But it was only hot coffee. Is the
So?
thing. But listen,
I didn't know this.
I'm stopping on
This
the.
is brand new to
If
me.
I were to do that, I'm stopping on the right side of the road, getting the coffee and going to work when I can make free coffee for a year at home or at work? I can make free coffee at work
You can.
or at home.
Wouldn't be free at home, but
Girl math, yes it is.
girl math. Well, there you have it. Sydney was number 26 in line.
And I got there at 2:30 in the morning. It was cold. Technically, I think I was 25 because there was a guy that got out of line to go get his TV and bring it back. And he was like second in line. He went and got his TV. He brought it back, plugged it up so that way people could watch TV all night long. While I was trying to sleep in my lawn chair, shivering,
Yeah, that's
waiting
brutal.
for this restaurant to open at 7 a.m. And really, they didn't open until 7:30. And we had to be there at 8 at work.
Mm,
Yeah.
heartbroken.
Kristen and I sat there and we shivered
I'd have been
for
pissed.
hours. For
If I
hours.
was on that threshold, I'd have been
Yeah.
pissed.
Kristen and I sat there and we shivered for hours. But I would say she's a real one and I'm a real one for doing that for each other. But Kristen's always also somebody that I can like call on for things like that. Like, hey, do you want to do something crazy with me? She'll do it. You know? Or like, hey, my bearded dragon died. I was actually more distraught than I sound right now.
Here we go.
What? No, I didn't even tell her. I don't think. She just saw that I was upset and left work
She's referring to our
Because-
bearded dragon dying.
because Evan called me during work and I was like distraught and I was like, I've got to go, guys. So Kristen, naturally, because she's a great friend, followed me home. I didn't even know she followed me home. Got in her car after I left and came to my apartment and to make sure I was okay, first of all. And second of all, to help me, like, discard of the thing. Because she knew that I was so upset. And she doesn't even do reptiles and things like that. She doesn't. She has never even touched one. But she knew that I was upset because it was our animal.
Yep.
So she came and she put him in his shoebox with his rock and wrote his name on it. So that way Evan and I could take it to his parents' house and bury it.
Proper burial for him.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Leo.
Good friend. I have a lot of good friends. Many good friends.
Many good friends, many good people. And that's what this podcast is about. Life, people, relationships, this, that, and the other. Guys,
Top 5.
Pod 5, thank you so much for watching. Videoing every Thursday, out every Saturday, and we mean it this time. This week, make sure you go fill up your wife's car.